this, I'm reading by Jordan. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Jordan. You may know me as Reading with Jordan from Bookstagram, and if not, welcome. Thank you for clicking on my video and coming to my channel. I've been wanting to do YouTube for quite some time before I started my Bookstagram, and a few of my friends have started their channels in the past few months, which has really inspired me. So I'm super excited to do this. I think it's gonna be really fun. I thank any of you that want to follow along with me and support me on this journey. You know, my goals with YouTube is I really want this to be a place where I can do more reviews, talk through more of my recommendations. If you know me, you know that I love doing reviews. I feel like that's something I'm pretty well known for with my Bookstagram, but I feel like this will be a good place where I could hopefully talk more in depth. You could see some of my reactions when I'm reading different books, along with just vlogging in general. I do a lot of different bookish type stuff. You can definitely expect a wide variety of books and recommendations. I am someone who definitely is a fantasy, sci-fi girly, along with romance, I would say, and literary fiction. Those are like my top genres, but I do pride myself in trying to read a wide variety of genres. So I feel like I dabble a decent amount into a lot of other genres to expand the books and authors that I'm reading. And yeah. So we are currently in my room. This is my little bookish corner. As you can see, I have some of my paintings and my favorite book quotes up on the wall, and then up here we have my Magnolia Parks covers and BJ's tattoos. Welcome to a week in my life reading style. Always being asked how much I read in a week and how I read so much in a week with working full time. So I wanted to show a little peek in my life. Follow along with me this week. I am kind of finishing up my November TBR because November was all over the place with life and reading, and I've been reading some really big books, so I'm finishing them up now and then hoping to start my December TBR. And that's what this week is mainly going to be. So to give you a little glimpse at what I'm currently reading right now, it is Sunday, December 1st. Happy December. And I'm currently reading 4 books, which I want to put on the record, I never did before starting Bookstagram. It is really, really nice, especially for me as someone who reads really fast and reads a lot of books, to be reading multiple books at once, because it kind of forces me to slow down. There are some big books that I've been reading that have been taking me a while to get through, but for other books, it's kind of nice that I can rotate between a few. I have been reading Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson for literally the entire month of November. I'm really close to finishing, and I'm absolutely loving this, but I really want to get it done because I want to either give myself a break from big books for the month of December or start the 3rd book, depending on how this ends. I also have been reading The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. This comes highly recommended from a few of my friends. It is another huge book, and I'm trying to take my time with it because I don't really know what's going on. And it's another epic fantasy with a lot of world building, but I'm enjoying it so far. Hello, it is currently Tuesday night, and I just wanted to give a quick little update because yesterday I did finish quite a few books. I did not talk about them because yesterday was a very long day and I did not feel like recording any videos. Let's do some quick updates. I did finish Don't Let the Forest In by CJ Drews. This is a YA horror psychological thriller and I really enjoyed it. I definitely think it's going to be one of my favorite like thriller horror mysteries of the year. The imagery is just so good. There's so many good illustrations in the actual book. Basically about this boy Andrew who is dealing with a lot of trauma that he's keeping repressed. He is seeing these monsters that are coming out of this forest, and the monsters are basically taking over his body and taking over his mind, and that is basically like a metaphor for his mental state. And it's about Andrew's relationship with his best friend Thomas and his sister Dove, and it was so freaky. Like, I genuinely was really creeped out, but at the same time it was really beautiful and tragic. I love the combination of the two of those. So if you're looking for a good like horror but not too crazy, definitely check this out. Okay, now we have Words of Radiance, the second book in the Stormlight Archive series. I finished this last night, this big boy. I think this may be my biggest accomplishment of the year because it's like 1,100 pages. I loved every second of it. Bridge 4, Kaladin, Shalyn, I'm definitely saying all their names wrong, but just know that all these characters I absolutely adore. Bridge 4 and Kaladin's character I think is one of the most like complex, complicated characters to ever exist in a fantasy book. The plot in this was so good. I love the way that all of the characters so far have come together. We're now at a point at a head where there is a lot of action. There's going to be a lot of action in the next book. Sanderson put together like 10 different storylines and timelines, and they all just came to a head at the end of this book. And now all of the main characters are basically working together. And not like rave about this book enough. I know that it's been out forever and I'm probably one of the last people to get to this series, but if you are into epic fantasy and you've read fantasy before and you enjoy it, this series is a beast, but it is so worth it. Like, it is the blueprint. And I'm just so attached to the characters. Like, if I had all the time in the world, I would just sit here and binge this series. I'm starting now Nightbane, which is the second book in the Lightlark series. My friend Cherry got me this for my birthday, so thank you, love you. And I just read Lightlark last month. I read it because my bestie Izzy, who also has a YouTube, loves this series, and she got me the first book. I've heard really conflicted things about it. Went in with a bit lower expectations just for a fun YA fantasy series, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it had a really good love triangle romance. The romance and tension and drama was juicy. It's a bit different of a fantasy world because they're not like magical creatures. It's just a magic system with different powers, but everyone loves this book. I know my other bestie Anna likes the series but loves this book, and same with Izzy, so I'm super excited. So far I am rooting for Oro, which I know is the unpopular opinion because everyone loves Grimm. But that's okay. Happy Tuesday. I'm on my way to work. In my little work outfit. But I thought I would just check in and update on my audiobook that I'm listening to. I just finished When in Room, and so I'm about to start listening to Practice Makes Perfect, which currently is my favorite book in the When in Room series. So I'm so excited to listen to it. I'm excited. This is like the best part of my day, is listening to my cute little audiobook to make me happy. So let's go. Hello, it is currently Thursday night. Just got home from work. Unfortunately, this is kind of my life. I have a little bit of time in the morning and a little bit of time at night. I've just got some very fun book mail that I wanted to share with you guys. So first off, I got sent Aftertaste, and this is from Simon & Schuster. Sounds super interesting. It's marketed as Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune because I think it deals a lot with a story of someone who handles people who had just died, or a lot of like grief and loss. I know that it deals with the restaurant world and basically helps deal with people who are trying to be reunited with their deceased loved ones. And it has a bit of romance. It sounded really interesting, a good mix of genres, and it comes out next May, so I'm super excited to read this one. I saw this book, the arc of this book, on my friend Mawish's Instagram. She had read the arc for it and she was raving about it. It is a mix of Wuthering Heights and Daisy Jones and the Six, which love those two books. I immediately went and requested it on NetGalley, and look at how beautiful this cover is. Like, I'm actually so obsessed. If you can't tell from the ice skating, this is a book about two ice skaters, and they become close really quickly, and then they become an ice skating pair. I think they go to the Olympics. They get to the Olympics basically, and something happens and their relationship and their ice skating partnership blows up. And so I think this book is following, similar to Daisy Jones and the Six, it's the 10-year anniversary of their Olympic Games and the incident that happened. And there's like a documentary where they're basically rehashing everything that happened between them and like what led up to the big blowout between the two of them. I have a really good feeling about this. I am going to be reading this soon, hopefully in a reading blog, for some arcs I have coming out in January that I'm super excited about. So I am going to be reading it this month. But also comes with a curated playlist by the author, which I'm so excited about. Some cute little stickers, Team USA bracelet, a gold nail polish, which I think this is like one of my favorite PR packages. So thank you so much to Random House for sending me this arc. I mean, I'm gonna read it in 2024, but I have a really good feeling about this potentially being one of the contenders for my favorite books of 2025. So I'm excited to read. By the way, this is Cooper. He's my favorite. Can you say hi? Coop, look. No, not gonna happen. I wanted to give a quick reading update. I just finished The Name of the Wind, which I actually ended up really enjoying. The beginning of this was slow, which I feel like is typical, especially for, I think right now this is only a 2-book series, so there's definitely a lot of world building. I will say, once the main character got to the magical university and it's kind of following his struggles, his time with his friends, there started to get a lot of action and drama. And by the end, I definitely was really enjoying this. I thought the ending was really well done. And I loved the whole concept of magic and the power of words and names. So yeah, it was quite good. We'll see if I want to keep reading the rest of the series. So I'm about 70% through Nightbane. I'm at the part where Grimm and Nightshade are about to invade Lightlark. So things are getting super juicy and intense. And I'm really enjoying it so far. I definitely do think I like this one better than Lightlark. I will say, especially getting the clips with Isla and Grimm, I think I'm becoming a Grimm girl. Just seeing the tension and the romance building between them in the past, and then knowing everything that they've gone through and how they're separated now and how Isla hates him now. It's so good. The drama is so good. So I'm really excited. I'm about to finish this now. I'm excited for the action at the end because I do feel like the plot has not been as heavy in this book, aside from getting ready for the invasion. I feel like it's been a lot of romance, but I am enjoying the romance part of it. Finally, you probably saw clips of me yesterday. Really quick, I went to Target. It was a very long week, and so I decided to reward myself with 2 books I really wanted. One I've already read, and one I'm eagerly anticipating reading. Yesterday, the 5th book in the Stormlight Archive series, Wind and Truth, came out, and I could not help myself because look how beautiful and ginormous this book is. So I just started Oathbringer, which is the 3rd book in the series. Obsessed with the series. It's just taking me forever because they're so huge. But I am so excited to get to this, hopefully soon. Also picked up Listen for the Lie, which I read at the beginning of this year. I read an arc of this, and Kayla, if you're reading this is for you. Because this is definitely one of my favorite books of the year. I feel like I did not hear enough hype about this book. I thought it was such a unique thriller with the podcast concept. I really like the main characters, and I did not guess the end of it. So I wanted to pick this up because I do think I would reread it at some point, and I'm planning on it featuring in my end of the year wrap up of my favorite books, whether it's in my top 10 or just my top favorite thrillers. So yeah, I'm excited to finally have a copy of this because I read it on my Kindle before. I am currently about to finish reading Nightbane. I have about 25% left to go, and I'm so excited. I also am pretty sure there's like a big cliffhanger at the end of this, so we'll see what happens. And I'm reading with Mr. Cooper, who is the best reading buddy. Good morning. It is currently Sunday morning, the end of this weekly reading vlog, and I just finished reading Nightbane. I wanted to quickly give my thoughts on the book and wrap this video up. Will say, like, the last 20%, 25% of this book it had me hooked. I will say, I don't think that this is my favorite, like, YA fantasy series. I'm really enjoying it. I think the drama and the romance is really good. I don't think the actual plot and fantasy is maybe my favorite. If you're looking for a heavier romantasy, the love triangle between Isla Grimm and Oro is so good. The before scenes with Grimm and Isla in this book absolutely had me rooting for them. And the ending, I kind of figured something like the ending was going to happen, but it still definitely made me want to read the next book to figure out what's gonna happen. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. That is it for this video. I feel like I had a pretty good reading week. Definitely what my life has been recently. I don't have that much time to read during the week because I'm so busy. Just reading here and there during the week, and then the weekend is where I finish a lot of my books. Overall, it was a really good week. I read a lot of fantasy books. What a shocker. If you have stuck around this long in the video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my first little booktube video. I am kind of figuring this out as I go along. I have zero editing video experience. I'm really enjoying this so far. Please subscribe, comment, like, do all the YouTube things. If you want to support me, I would greatly appreciate it. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.